I didn't really like the look of the M5. Oh my god, BMW has gone Rolls Royce. Oh, sorry horsies. A bit of room to play with himself. Oh. What's up ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are driving the all-new BMW M5 competition. And if you have seen my review of the BMW M5 F90, the regular one, you know how I feel about that car. If you haven't seen that review, click up here to check it out and then come back, because I'm going to sort of continue my train of thought. Let's start with the way it looks, because I said I didn't really like the look of the M5. I didn't feel it was aggressive enough. Well, I can say that with this one I think they did a great job, because of course the competition means that you get a black grille, kidney grille, black inlay in the bumper down there. I feel like the bumper is a bit more aggressive. We've got 20-inch 789M Y-spoke wheels with carbon ceramic brakes behind them, which are not part of the competition pack but an option. But check out this new feature. Oh my god, BMW has gone Rolls Royce. They have gone full Rolls Royce. So that means that the BMW logo is always up. Very cool. This is also black and functional. This directs air out of the wheel well in black because of the competition pack. Black mirror caps competition, shadow line around the windows, carbon fiber roof, very cool. This little gurney flap spoiler in black as well. The entire diffuser is in black with the competition pack, and you get the M Sport exhaust, so an exhaust upgrade, which it can use, and it is a lot better. And we also have an M5 competition badge, which is also black and very cool if you ask me. Yeah, I mean, I think it's also because this car is just regular silver, grey silver, that I like it better than that first edition red, matte red one. So this is pure metal silver, beautiful color. And there is the 4.4 liter V8 bi-turbo, 600 horsepower in the regular M5. This one has 625 horsepower, which is just an ECU tune, you know, a bit more turbo boost than the regular one. But that's not the biggest difference about this car. It has the same amount of newton meters, so the same amount of torque, 750 newton meters, which is available over a larger range than the regular M5. So you can use it a bit more. That's sort of how it works. But the biggest difference on this M5 competition is the way the chassis, the suspension, the dampers have been set up. They have done a lot to make it, well, less comfortable, really. That was my biggest sort of flaw with the BMW M5, or what I thought was the biggest flaw, is it is an incredibly well-built, fast, luxurious, comfortable 5 Series. And I didn't really feel like I was driving an M5. It was more like an M550 Plus or something like that. But this one, my god, they have done a lot. So let's start here. The engine mounts are replaced, or the rubbers on the engine mounts are replaced by some versions that are much stiffer and harder, so they generate a lot less damping. The springs all around have been changed, so they are a lot stiffer. It has been lowered by 7 millimeters. The camber at the front has been increased, so the wheel is even more tilted like that, which means that you get a much sharper turn in, and I think you can get around there, sir. Enough room here. Ooh, he wasn't happy. Okay, so camber wheels. The top of the wheel is a bit more to the inside, which means you get sort of, you know, this is exaggerated, but more this setup, which means that the front end gets a lot more nervous and also lighter in the turn-in, or sharper, more direct, which is something you feel immediately. When you get in this car, you drive away, you notice it immediately. So it also has stiffer sway bars at the rear, and the rear suspension or the connection rods are, the bushings are replaced, or they're not replaced, they are gone. So it usually has rubber bushings, and now it's just steel on steel, which means that you get a lot less damping, you get more road noise, but it also means that, you know, the connection between the car and the rear axle sort of, or the suspension, is much more direct. And I mean, there's a saying in Dutch which translates to literally you can read and write with something, meaning, you know, it's something that you can really feel, you can do anything with it, and that's how I feel about this car. You can sort of drift this car around and it just feels like an extension of yourself, which is a great feeling. On the inside, great seats. Great seats. Yeah, they are super comfortable, but they are so supportive, and especially these sort of shoulder bolsters are insane. You just feel so snug, and well, love it. All right, let's start it up. So if we put it in M1, which is my sort of Autobahn setting, and we rev it, I'm curious to see what happens, because you get a couple of really loud bangs, but not all the time. There they are. Oh, sorry horsies. Just wanted to let them hear the sound. Okay, so that is a big improvement, the sound. It is much more aggressive, much more present in here. All right, let's take it for a drive and see how all these changes affect the overall feeling of this car, because I was kind of let down by the regular M5, but I also said at the end of the review that I thought that they sort of left some room to improve, to be able to really make this competition, you know, special. Oh. And that four-wheel drive sport MX drive is just one of my favorite things of this year, just all around. You know, I saw some videos of a really cute cat or dog or whatever, stuff like that. It's just one of my favorite things of this year. It is so good. It is so clear that BMW M, you know, they knew they had to come with something good if they were going to switch to four-wheel drive, and my god, have they done it. It just feels so controllable. You can slide it around and you really feel that front end pulling you forwards. It just means that you can just plant this car anywhere you want and just slide around all happy with a big smile on your face. Gearbox, ZF 8-speed, still incredible. Not as aggressive as the MDCT, but if you have it in its most aggressive setting, it is really, really good. Alright, back to the suspension, steering feel, drivability of the M5, because I read a lot of reviews saying that this car was way too hard, stiff, whatever, well, don't listen to them. It is perfectly doable. I mean, yes, it is hard, it is aggressive, but don't buy an M5 if you don't want that. I mean, you just need it. The fact that this M5 competition is so much more agile and aggressive is much more important than the fact that it is less comfortable. And it isn't that much less comfortable, really. So we're getting towards the Autobahn here. Some performance figures: 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 3.3 seconds, which is ridiculous. It's also 1/10 quicker to 100 than a regular M5. 0 to 200 is quicker by 3/10, so that's at 10.8. And a cool little fun fact is that actually means that you are 70 meters ahead if you were in a drag race with a regular M5. Alright, time for some Autobahn fun. Top speed 250 kilometers an hour if you have the M Drivers package. That is 305. Asshole. Alrighty, so I'm in comfort for the suspension, Sport Plus for the drivetrain, and comfort for the steering. And this is where you can really test the suspension, the dampers, because it is not too hard, it is perfect. I mean, this is not the most smooth Autobahn there is, but it's actually really, really good. So we've got a bit of a metaphor going here. This Mercedes that won't get out of the way of the M5 competition, because we have tested the E63S as well. We pitted it against the M5 regular in an acceleration test, and they were exactly as quick. So to 300 almost. So I really think that this M5 competition is going to be, you know, quicker by quite some margin, because we have seen some dyno figures of regular M5s as well, and they were at like 650, 660 sometimes. So I think this competition is really at 680, maybe even more. I mean, this car is so freaking so fast, and the fact that they changed all that suspension, they made it so much more aggressive, they made it so much more M. And okay, now it's starting to, he's just doing it on purpose. Get out of the way. What an asshole. Wow, those were the bangs I was talking about. Those are really loud, but you don't really get them all the time. I think they did that on purpose to make sure that it doesn't get old. Alright, well, we've gone off the Autobahn and on it again to give that very stubborn Mercedes a bit of room to play with himself. And speaking of Mercedes, I don't really know what's going to happen next, because this car is clearly better than the E63S. So maybe Mercedes is going to come with, you know, a black series with 650 horsepower or something like that. I'm also very, very curious to see what happens with the new RS6. I mean, we've got an insane battle on our hands here. It is truly ridiculous how capable and how fast these cars have become. Ah, a little Ferrari. Do you want to play, buddy? Let's go. Nope. Don't buy a Ferrari then. Just buy a Ferrari hat. So, are there no drawbacks to this car? Well, yes. I think there are two. One, the shift lights in the head-up display. I know this is a small thing, but they used to be so freaking good. They used to be perfect. You were able to shift at, you know, 100 RPM accuracy. But now, I don't know if you can see the shift lights in the head-up display. It is a huge head-up display, so I'm just going to do it and hope you can see it. So you've got a couple of bars, and they are sort of orangey yellow, and then they turn red, but it's really bad. I ended up misshifting like 4 times on an Autobahn run when I drove it again for the first time this morning. So that I really don't like. And the second drawback is, where is that M5 Touring? I want an M5 Touring. If they would make a Touring, I would honestly, genuinely sell my kidneys, sell my liver, or at least half of it, and get one of those, because it is ridiculously good. It is miles ahead of the regular M5 in terms of handling, aggression, and if you ask me, it's also ahead of the E63S, apart from the sound. But you know, they've done their best to improve it, and it is a lot better. So I just realized that I didn't turn on this GoPro. I'm really sorry about that. So if you want to see how quick this thing gets from 0 to top speed, check out this Autobahn POV of this car. You can also check out this POV reviews playlist, and you can subscribe by clicking the big button right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you at the next one. Bye guys.